So this is Zephyr, my friend's puppy. It's absolutely beautiful and very delightful and so friendly. Look at you, all laying down there. So I'm at my friend Jay's property today, and every year he is part of an event that hosts people to come and view their windmills. There's a bunch of windmills on his property. I was here last year, and we went out on the river to see the petroglyphs. There's also a lot of peacocks running around here, but I guess they're hibernating inside.
The furnace, I guess it's called York Furnace, the one down here at Indian Steps.
So he owned the furnace?
Yeah, and this was his farm. And the house, we're going to see where the house was to get into the woods. It's a big, the ruins of it and the barn. It was a huge place. It had a circular driveway to it. The spring house was down there. I heard that there was some kind of bucket system that these buckets would go down and dip the water and bring it up to the house. I don't know. I never saw one of those before.
Wow.
But the guy that used to live, I did talk to the guy years ago that had grew up in the other house down there. I told you, like the hippie house, you know?
Yeah.
He grew up there, and he said when then this guy would come by, he would go and open the gate for him. The guy'd give him like a dime or something.
Oh, wow. That's kind of cool. All right, guys. So we're going to take this really weird path up to this place, but my friend's shy and doesn't want to be in my video, so but I had to get the history from his mouth, so because I didn't know it. So we're just going to walk through the corn here to get to this path to go to see these ruins of the farm of the man who built. Which furnace is it?
Huh?
Which furnace did he build? Oh, wait till we're out of the corn here, I guess. No! So we're in a secret location here. Oh no, he tells me now. I didn't put any poison on black one. Hold on, let me roll my pants down. They're a little rugged. And we're trying to get through all the brush. Yeah. Okay. Ow, 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 ow. That was a huge thorn. I am bleeding. Oh my gosh. I am bleeding.
Oh man.
With a big old thorn. All right.
I don't have anything to wrap up.
Okay, let's keep going here. Okay, so we continue to bushwhack back through here, and my friend thinks up here is part of the road. Oh, okay, he says it is here. I didn't think we'd ever get there, but there's a lot of thorns and stuff to get through back here on the property, and this right now seems like a clearer path up to these ruins, so we'll get some footage of that when I get up there. All right, we're coming up to it. You can see it through all the brush here. It's a big old stone wall. Still going through some brush here. And this is, now tell me a little bit more about whose house this was.
What's that?
Tell me a little bit more about whose house this was.
It was Bair. I think it was John Bairs, but I'm not sure. But he was the owner of the York Furnace down at Indian Steps.
The York Furnace down at Indian Steps. And this was his farm?
Yeah.
So this is the wall of the house.
Where the lane came up, see?
Ah, that was a lane, huh? Sure isn't one anymore. Oh, so this is all, looks like there's some mortar left in between. I thought it was all dry stoning. But there is some mortar in there still. All right, let's walk around a little bit more here. Oh. This is just the beginning of today's adventure, believe it or not. So, yeah, look at that. You can see where was this like a door, do you think? Or
this was the
steps to the door?
Yeah. This isn't the foundation of the house. This is like a wall. The foundation's back here, but it's pretty well filled in with trees.
Well, let's try to get up here. Okay, so we made it back to the house foundation. You can see some of the stonework there.
That kind of like makes it turn into the other place. I have no idea what all that's about.
A lot of stonework back through here. Just getting a little bit of that on film. Maybe I'll get him to tell me the history and completion later. This just looks so odd. All right, I'm following you. It's been a real bushwhacking adventure.
The barn's over this way. And the stable house.
The barn is this way in the stable house, so we're gonna try to find it.
There was a building here. It must have, the last building is still here, but somebody stole the slate off of it. So it probably collapsed.
Oh.
I could never figure out what the building was for. There's no windows in it. There's only one door, it's rectangular.
And it wasn't a spring house, it was just a...
No, not up here. That might have been where it was.
Okay, there was some kind of building here, but all that's left is a bunch of wood.
It's gone.
It's gone, he said. But you can still see the wood laying around here. And onward.
10 years ago it was still standing, because it's been about 10 years since I've been here, maybe 12 years now.
Wow. So we're heading towards the barn?
Yeah.
Boy, nature really takes over. I don't think I've stood upright more than twice in here.
It was like two pillars almost, or not pillars, but two structures over the roof and could drive through it, you know.
So this used to be the carriage house.
I think.
And you said earlier that the spring house, somebody stole it.
Yeah,
That's
was
crazy.
down along the road where the spring was.
And that was it. So
Spring
stone structure they stole. Kind of crazy. And you can see up through there, there's some slate. Yeah.
Jay was so happy when he called me up there after they did it. And he said, man, that thing is really cool.
No. Hold on. I gotta navigate. I gotta put how much is locked away in overgrown forests. And this is one of them. You can see there's a wall over there with a window in it. We're gonna walk down that way too. Along this wall. Whew.
There's writing on the stone here.
Cool. Get up there. A lot of slate on the ground. And I don't know what it says.
I don't know
either. We'll figure it out later, but there's something engraved into the stone here.
And around here it's
All right. There we go. Wow.
The barn, it was built out of hemlock.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Probably came down on the canal. The wood that was used for it would have come down the canal from up.
From in the tidewaters. Yeah, that's awesome. Look at this. Guess this was a door.
Yeah. Look at this. Look how long this thing is.
Yeah. There's a big place here.
I mean, it's like 100 feet long.
Look at that window.
Yeah, it's still there.
How the bars go into the little diamond shaped things.
And also the other cool thing is, okay, let's go around this way then.
This goes a ways.
Well, I don't know. It might. Look at the stone that they cut for this.
That's crazy. Oh wow. Yeah, I've been into.
Here's the barnyard wall.
Oh wow.
See, it's circular, right?
Yeah.
That's all stone laid in there.
And this was all dry, just randomly dry stoned. These don't have any mortar in them, so they were just chinked in with whatever stone could be found. I'm trying to zoom in a little bit. You can see back through there. There's a bunch of little stones in with the big stones to fill it in. Let's see if we can keep going along this wall here of this barn. It's huge. There's some more stuff in the stone here.
You know, if my brother had any imagination, he'd build a house on this.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. You just have to clear this all out.
He doesn't have any imagination. He's just a
Wow. And Jay says,
He's my friend. She's a suburbanite.
a suburbanite. Jay says his friend has documented this for the Susquehanna Ramblers, I guess, a while ago.
You can make a really big house.
I mean, this is...
Integrate all these walls into it.
Yeah, this is just so cool. Wow. There's a lot of openings. This is I think the second one down. There's a third and a fourth.
Look how these stones were cut.
God,
I think somebody stole the wall.
they stole the wall.
Oh yeah, it's not there.
I mean, it's crazy that someone would come back here and steal
They steal everything.
steal stuff like that. Slate. There's chunks of cut stone. It is really hard to get through here. Yeah, you would think there would have been a wall. Another window. What?
I don't know how we'd ever find it.
You saw this down. Jeez, I can tell it's big. It's a huge property, for sure. There's part of the wall that we saw earlier for the barnyard. So it comes around in like a half circle type of shape. A lot of this is still intact, and probably would be even more intact, I would imagine, if people hadn't been stealing stuff. But look, you can go all the way down around this wall. I want to go down there. How do I get through here? Well,
How do we get down to the creek there?
I think that people get the idea from here. I don't think I need to walk down around there.
No, I mean, but there's more stuff there.
At the creek?
Yeah.
And the creek is down that way?
Yeah, down over the hill.
Ooh, okay. There's something weird here. Blue tarp or something out in the middle of this. We're gonna find out what it is. Jay doesn't know. I'm still going along this barn wall, or barn yard wall. This isn't part of the barn. But he says there's more stuff down by the creek. There's part of an old mill. We're just gonna see if we can find that. But there's also this thing that he's trying to figure out what is going on here. Ah, somebody was camping here. Well, I don't think they're in there now. Nope, nobody's in there now. So nobody's in there now. Somebody might have been stealth camping out here. Crazy. You get lost in these woods. Oh my gosh. There's boards everywhere. Some kind of metal thing there. A grate or something. Yeah, it looks like somebody's camping. Looks like a pot they cooked, something they cooked on or something over here.
Creepy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like down at Lock 15. You go back in by Peavine Island. There's all kinds of people camp back there and abandon it. I guess it's Lock 12 going towards Lock 15.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah,
what that is.
they've been doing
So we're probably not going to go down to the creek because it is super overgrown here. But this wall is huge. And this
There's mortar in it, it looks like.
little pieces maybe. It's at the barnyard wall. Wow, it just goes on and on. Whoever built this used bamboo. So that's probably what you have overgrown here is an invasive species of bamboo.
But
So
my brother should build a house back here on this foundation of this.
some other
Barn.
leftovers.
This barn foundation is huge. It's like the biggest barn foundation you've ever seen around here. And the barnyard wall is circular. It's like, it's gigantic. It's like they're in a mining room. It's like where I remember.
I'm gonna try to get back up here.
I don't know. We want to walk down to the mill, but I don't know how to get down there. I don't know.
So there are more ruins down there then, apparently. Sort of, and it's okay through here, and then
Well, the real old antique barbed wire.
Jay's telling me more history about this place, and we're out of the woods and walking by the cornfield now. Oh, it's a hot day. I'm glad we were in the shade. I'm trying to stay over next to the shade. He's walking in the full sun. That was an interesting place for sure. But it's just so grown in through here. See what happens, he starts to tell me a story. I get my phone out, and then he stops talking. Yeah, I'd rather walk through rows of corn.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, I expected once we broke through this crap, it would be open. I didn't expect it to be all grown up like this the whole way through.
Okay, it just made it more of an adventure. And look, my thorn bite is all healed up already. So no harm, no foul.
You know what it's like to go, like when I went down to Chiapas.
At this point, the tour was mostly over. We were just heading back to the vehicle and talking about his other adventures and other places, and I didn't want to record that for privacy reasons. But I hope you enjoyed seeing the ruins today with me. It's not likely too many other people will get to see them due to their location and how overgrown it is in that place. But anyway, I will see you next time, and namaste.